Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tom Lynch here with highscorereviews.com, and we're back with another quick look video. This time taking a look at the next piece of DLC for undoubtedly 2015's Game of the Year, Batman Arkham Knight. So with this next piece of DLC, we have the 1989 movie pack, which, as you can imagine, allows you to equip and use in the main game the famous Michael Keaton Batsuit from those two films, but also we have two specially designed racetracks inspired by those two films, which you can drive the equally as famous Batmobile from those two films. Before we jump in to those racetracks, I thought we'd go into the showcase mode here to see just how Rocksteady have recreated these two wonderful pieces of Batman history. So yeah, here's the 1989 movie Batmobile and the suit, and as you can see, recreated in a tremendous amount of detail, looking like they've just been stripped out of the movies themselves, looking really awesome. It's great to see these in Arkham Knight. As I said before, a significant part of Batman history, really. Beloved part as well. So yeah, but let's jump into the bulk of this piece of DLC, which is the two racetracks. And as you can see, you get two racetracks, Cobblepot's Causeway and the Joker Parade, and you also get two other versions of those in the 3-lap version. And as you can see, I've already attempted to play these tracks here whilst trying to record this video, but had a few technical difficulties, so I won't be going into these fresh, but I can still show these off to you guys without a problem. But let's jump into the Cobblepot Causeway here and see what it's all about. But yeah, when this piece of DLC was announced, I was incredibly excited, being a fan of these two films, and I'm sure many other people were as well. I know that quite a lot of people hold Michael Keaton and Tim Burton's vision of Batman as their own Batman. You know, they grew up watching those films, so anybody that's playing Arkham Knight, I'm sure this will be a fantastic piece of DLC. And as you can see, this race course and the Batmobile itself is a tremendous love letter to those films, in terms of the, you know, recapturing the aesthetic and the sound as well. As you probably realised, if not already, the very famous score is going off in the background here, something that we've all heard many times before, not only watching the films but playing the Telltale games, for example, or if you've been tuning into our Gaming Ignorance series, where our boss man Joshua Lawrence himself is tackling Arkham Asylum for the first time, and he must hum that tune about 10 times every episode at least. But nobody's complaining here because it's such a fantastic piece of music. But yeah, these tracks are similarly designed to the river race courses. As you can see, deactivating the spikes and things. And yeah, that's it. Achieved the 3 stars. Short but sweet, really. I don't think they're even as long as the Scarecrow missions that were the PS4 exclusives, but I think driving around in that Batmobile on its own is pretty awesome. But let's jump into the second one here, the Joker Parade, and see what that's all about. Of course, going to be inspired by the first two films again, with the balloons and the ducks and things and what have you. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Got to improve on my original score here. 1 star is the previous showing, so things have to be done. Let's see how we go. But again, with the spikes, and I have to deactivate them here, all that sort of stuff. Very similar in terms of the visuals. But what you probably won't notice here as you're watching is this Batmobile feels slightly different to the hulking machine, the hulking tank, I should say, that is the Arkham Knight Batmobile. the drifts aren't that precise or heavy and as the Arkham Knight Batmobile, but nevertheless it still feels pretty awesome to control. No real issues there. There was almost an issue there though. Flying straight into the water. So far so good. Again with the ducks here, and I think in the Arkham Insider video they said, oh dear, no dear, this also was there, it's going to affect my time. But yeah, I think as they said in the Arkham Insider episode where they showed this off for the first time, that the level designer for this track studied the films and god dang it, a bit too late there on deactivating them spikes. It's going to hurt my time, but we should be okay. But yeah, the level designer, as I was saying, she watched these films many a times, and as you can see, incorporated a lot of Tim Burton's vision into these tracks. But yeah, 2 stars on that one. That'll do. I think I'll come back and get the 3 stars to achieve the trophy attached to this game, no doubt. But let's come out of these and show off the Michael Keaton batsuit in the main game. So if we jump into the showcase mode here, just like any other skin, you jump into that and activate it. But it's already activated here, as you can see, which is cool. So we'll jump out of this in a moment and go into the main game. But yeah, just as a disclaimer going forward, there will be some potential story spoilers here for Arkham Knight, conversations between the criminals and things. They'll be discussing the events of Arkham Knight and the ending in particular. So if you want to avoid spoilers, then I'd suggest maybe muting the video or coming back at a later date. But I think you should have beaten Arkham Knight by now, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? But yeah, here it is. Here's the Michael Keaton batsuit, and as you can immediately see just by the light reflecting off the back of the cowl there, they've very much captured the rubbery look of the Keaton batsuit. Obviously the muscle definition and the famous bat symbol. The cowl comes slightly lower down on the face, and obviously you've got the sharp edges in that of the cowl, very much like the cape and things. But yeah, it looks awesome in game. And yeah, when this piece of DLC was announced, of course a lot of people were pleased about getting to wear this batsuit and drive the Batmobile on those racetracks, but they were quite disappointed that there was no confirmation or no information about whether you could drive it in free roam. But I guess it kind of makes sense because, you know, the Keaton Batmobile doesn't transform into a hulking tank, so it wouldn't make sense within the context of the game. But Sefton Hill, the game director of Arkham Knight, jumped onto his Twitter account and said that you can indeed drive the Batmobile in free roam, as you can see here. But as long as you've cleared out the Arkham Knight tanks, which I guess makes sense. But yeah, this is just awesome. Awesome. It'd be awesome as well if the music was playing in the background, but I guess not. But I seem to have gone by myself into a little predicament here. Fantastic gameplay, riveting. Oh, here we go. But yeah, but it looks awesome. Controls transfer over from the racetracks. And obviously you can't transform into battle mode, but you'll still have your immobilizer missiles and things, and the side sweep and what have you, as you can see there. And if we find a potential joyrider, we could lock onto them. But I think let's jump into the photo mode actually and get a better look at the Batmobile. As you can see, the rain hitting off the car there and still getting muddy when you drive around the streets of Gotham. I mean, it just looks awesome. I wish you could use it in the story, but yeah, it's one of those things. I'm yet to start New Game Plus, so I was kind of waiting for this piece of DLC to come out, and I'll play through the game now with the Michael Keaton suit equipped. It'd be awesome to have the Batmobile at his side, but Of course, it wouldn't make sense within the content of Batman. Whoa! Okay. A bit of a malfunction there with the Batmobile. Springed off the side of the building there. There you go. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense within the context of Batman Arkham Knight, which is understandable. But yeah, this let's show off the suit in action. Looks awesome. The cape very similar to the Arkham City cape, which you start off with in Arkham Knight, and of course you can still summon the Batmobile. It just looks awesome when you see those two skins together. But yeah, let's jump into some combat. Oh, Jesus. Jump into some combat, which doesn't change whatever skin you're wearing. It's still the tried and true Arkham combat. But yeah, the skin looks awesome in motion. Obviously the rain hitting off the suit and things. The light reflecting off it and what have you. All that beautiful stuff. God damn it. By this point I would have exited the game, come back in, and redone this fight, because getting hit just isn't acceptable. Just not acceptable. Absolutely easy. Michael Keaton making light work of these thugs here. Boom. And there it is. Easy for the Batman. Let's jump into photo mode as well, actually, and get a better look at the suit here. As you can see, with the car there in the background, just parked up next to the side of a building. But yeah, I think it just looks awesome. Looks fantastic. I don't know if they've made any changes to the face sculpt. I don't think they have. They would have need to keep it in line with the cinematics and things. But yeah, that reminds me, actually, because all of the in-game cinematics are, well, in-game. You know, the suit you're equipped with will transfer over to those cinematics, so that will look awesome. Keaton Batsuit. But yeah, that is essentially the 1989 movie pack. The August, one of two pieces of August DLC for Arkham Knight. Actually, the other DLC was skins for Batman, for Catwoman, for Nightwing, for Robin. I think the Arkham Origins suit was in there. The 1950s Silver and Golden Age skin from the comics, you know, the blue one, which we saw in Arkham City before, is in there as well. So that was another cool piece of DLC, I guess, for the alternate skins. But yeah, in terms of whether it's worth picking up the season pass, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there's not a lot to the DLC pack, I guess. Like much of the Arkham Knight DLC up to this point, the racetracks, as you saw, are pretty short and sweet. So I don't think it's necessarily worth forking out the £35 to play this early. But if you're a die-hard fan of the Tim Burton films and you absolutely adore the car and the suit, and you want to use that in the game, then, you know, by all means purchase the season pass. But yeah, there's not a lot else to it really beyond that. I mean, hopefully the next month's DLC will be a lot better. They announced it when this DLC released, so that the first bit of DLC is more AR challenges for Batman, Catwoman, Nightwing, and Robin. I guess they're kind of acting as the challenge maps, because I know a lot of fans were complaining about the lack of challenge maps. They're a popular part of Asylum and City for some. So I guess these AR challenges are going to act as those challenge maps that fall under the umbrella of the AR stuff. The next piece of DLC is story driven. You play as Nightwing after the events of Arkham Knight, and you have to ensure the Penguin doesn't escape from the GCPD, so hopefully that's more substantial than A Matter of Family, which was last month's piece of DLC. It was made by WB Montreal, where you got to play as Batgirl. So yeah, hopefully Rocksteady do a better job than that. Then the last piece of DLC is something I'm very excited about, which is the Tumbler. So much like this pack, you get to drive around the 2008 The Dark Knight's Tumbler. You get the 2 racetracks, and I'm sure the same principle will apply, where you get to drive it around in free roam if you've cleared out the Arkham Knight's militia. But yeah, that's about it for this quick look video. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.